is Lori Gentile, and today in this video we're going to make a banner. The banner is 6 pages long and it looks like this. This one says loving, and this is a word that my girlfriend chose. I actually made this banner for her, and these are her grandchildren. I really like to do banners and different projects that actually have personal touches to them, so photographs are really important to me in most of the projects that I do. And when you're starting to follow along in the video, I suggest that you pause the video as you go and do the different steps that I suggest. That way you can follow along with the video pretty easily. On the blog you'll see a full supply list as well as a full list of all the tools that you need. This banner I made using the pink Paislee Tinseltown gorgeous Christmas paper. It's so pretty, as well as Maya Road chipboard banner book and the Maya Road chipboard letters. There's going to be a lot of bling and crystals, as well as lots of fun paper pleating and various other techniques. I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, we're going to get started, and to get started the first thing we want to do is do our glitter for our chipboard letters. And I'm using raw chipboard, and I'm doing this banner for my girlfriend. She asked me to put the word loving on it. It's 6 pages, so you want a 6-letter word. And you know, you can choose anything. Wonder is a great word. Joyful is a great word. Loving, she wanted that because of the pictures that we're going to put on there of her grandchildren when they were little. So the first thing you want to do is take your raw chipboard. These are great Maya Road chipboard letters. And you're going to add foam dots to the back. So you want to punch out your foam dots. I use pretty thick foam dots, and they're pretty wide. If they're too wide for the letters that you're going to use, you could always cut them in half. And I remove the paper backing from just one side, not from both sides. And I adhere the adhesive to the back of the letter. This way I have something to grip when I'm painting it, and so my fingers don't get covered in the Mod Podge. I'm just going to use a foam brush, and I'm just going to paint a generous amount onto my letter. And I like to use a pretty good amount because then the coating of glitter gets to be a little bit thicker. And I'm going to dip it in this gorgeous, which one is the Sugar Plum Pink Paislee Pixie Stick glitter. It's fabulous. So I'm just going to go ahead and dip it in there. Get a really thick coating on. Make sure it's everywhere, as you can see. Then I'm going to go ahead and set this aside to dry. And you're going to do that for every letter of your word. And when you're done with your foam brush, I just take a wipe and I wipe out the Mod Podge. And then I just kind of set my foam brush in my wet wipe, and I put that aside, and I just sort of let it dry out in that, and that keeps my foam brush from getting hard, and then I can use it again. So for now we're just going to set those aside to dry. And the next thing that you're going to want to do is we're going to start doing an assembly line and start cutting. So we're going to use 6 of the gorgeous Tinseltown papers. As you can see, we're going to use these 6 plus the snowflake paper to actually put on our pages. And so the first thing we're going to want to do is take our chipboard for the banner, and I'm using the Maya Road chipboard book. It's great. It's got little rings that come with it, and you're going to use 6 of the pages. And what you're going to do on your sheets is actually trace your pages. You're going to want 1 page out of each sheet. So you just want to use your mechanical pencil. You can use a pen, it doesn't matter because you're doing it on the back side. And you want to make sure that it traced. And then you're going to take regular scissors and just cut it out. And if you like things perfect, you can use a paper trimmer. I am an imperfect scrapper, so I kind of like that imperfect handmade look. So I just kind of use scissors and wing it. So you're going to want to cut out your 1 page from each sheet, so you'll have 6 pages. And then out of each sheet, you're going to want to also follow an assembly by cutting out a 1/2 by 12-inch strip. You need 2 strips. Actually, you might need 3 strips. I have these little wave scissors, and they cut a scallop that looks the same on both sides. And what I mean by that is, when I'm cutting my scallop here, cut to about here, you can see that both sides look exactly the same. If you have just basic scallop scissors, then when you cut, you're going to have 2 different sides on the scallop because the inner little scallop is smaller than the larger scallop. So if you have scallop scissors, you're actually going to need 3 strips. So if you have wavy scissors, 2 strips, scallop scissors, you're going to need 3 strips. So go ahead and off the opposite side, cut off the manufacturing information and then cut 3 strips. The other thing you're going to want to do is punch out or cut with a CM paper trimmer, or maybe you have a Collezel. You're going to want to cut a circle that's a 2 1/4 inch large circle. You're going to want a 1-inch circle and a 3/4 inch circle. And you're going to want to do that out of each sheet of paper. So you'll have 6 of each of these. 6 sets, and that's what you're going to need for your entire banner. If you're using the CM trimmer, you're going to use the medium circle with inside red, and that's how you get the 2 1/4 inch. And then to get the little ones, you're going to use inside blue and inside green on the small circle, and that's how I made my little circles. So you just want to pause the video now and go ahead and do your assembly line. Cut your banner page, cut your 2 or 3 strips, and cut your 3 circles out of each sheet. Once you have your everything cut, one of the strips, you're going to take one of each pattern and you're just going to pleat it. And all I do is go back and forth. And again, I'm an imperfect scrapper. You could score this at some length, maybe every, I don't know, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, and then, you know, have your perfect pleats. I don't do that. I just kind of wing it and pleat back and forth all the way to the end. So you'll end up with 6 of these, 1 in each pattern, and you just want to set them aside. And then with the second one, you're going to want to take either your wavy or your scallop scissors and cut down the center, so that you end up with 2 scallop strips. And these are going to be the sides of your banner. So you'll end up with 2 little scallop strips, and it doesn't matter if they're perfectly even or not, because the way you put them on the banner, they're going to be covered up with your banner page. And then these, you're going to take your large circle, and if you have a paper edger, that's great. You just want to edge around the sides like this. Just kind of make it really messy. And if you don't have a great little paper edger, you can always just use your mat and the inside of your blade. It's a lot easier to do it, whoops, on the inside, on the edge of your mat. But I do have a paper trimmer, so or a paper edger, and this is really inexpensive and it's such a fun little useful tool. And then I'm just gonna wad that up. I like things torn and bent. It kind of adds dimension. And then I'm just going to kind of tussle and wrinkle up my little ones as well. And I'm going to do that for all of my strips. I'm going to do a pleat with one of them. With the other 1 or 2, I'm going to make my scallop edges. You need 2 scallop edges. Then I'm going to edge my large circle and wrinkle it, and then I'm just going to wrinkle my 2 little circles. And if you really want, you can edge these too. I don't think it makes a difference. So you're going to want to pause the video now and go ahead and do that with your strips and circles. Okay, once you have that done, what you're going to